All right, diving in today with M-Dub's,
Uh-huh.
this new album, Playthings.
Yeah.
It's making some serious waves.
I know, right?
We're going to try to figure out why that is, right?
Yeah.
So we've got the lyrics themselves, obviously,
Of course.
and a YouTube video, like
Yeah.
introducing it from Unicorn Land Studios,
Yeah.
and some extra stuff from their website.
Cool.
Now,
Yeah.
M-Dub's is part of this. It's like a collective,
Yeah.
Unicorn Land Studios.
Okay.
And they're all about, like, embracing yourself.
Yeah.
Your, like, unicorn spirit, they call it.
Right. Right.
Have you heard of them before?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they're kind of known for, like, being a place for artists that don't really fit in with, like, the mainstream, you know, and this whole unicorn spirit thing.
Right.
It's pretty clever.
Yeah.
It really gets at,
Yeah.
individuality and being real,
Yeah.
like authentic,
Yeah.
especially for, like, the younger generation.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that seems to be, like, the heart of this album, Playthings, too, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, breaking free from expectations
Yeah.
and celebrating who you are.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if it's a little,
Rough
around the edges.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting how they use this Playthings idea, right?
Yeah.
To, like, explore all that. You know what I mean?
Right.
What do you think about that?
I think it's, like, brilliant, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because on the surface,
Yeah.
playthings are all fun and games, but when you, like, think about it more, there's this whole other layer there
Okay.
about control.
Okay.
Like, who's really in control,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like, when you're a kid,
Yeah.
your toys are how you learn stuff.
Yeah.
And how people try to,
Right.
shape you.
Yeah.
But when you grow up,
Yeah.
those playthings kind of turn into all these expectations and pressures
Wow.
that society puts on you. So it's almost like M-Dubs is asking, are we playing with life, or is life playing with us?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's like that whole, like, feeling of being a toy soldier,
Oh, for sure.
like marching to someone else's beat, right?
Totally.
And we see that image,
Yeah.
like, throughout the whole album, right?
Yeah.
Like, in Toy Soldier, the
Right.
game's not over. Broken toys, the play's the thing.
Right.
I mean, you get it, right?
Totally. And it's not even just the titles.
Right.
The words themselves,
Yeah.
like the lyrics are full of this stuff.
Okay.
Like in Toy Soldier,
Okay.
M-Dub sings, I won't march to the beat of a drum I didn't choose.
Ooh. Oh.
Right. There's this
Yeah.
like refusal to be controlled.
Yeah.
That really comes through.
Totally. It's like that drum beat is like
Yeah.
all those outside forces
Yeah.
trying to tell you what to do.
Uh-huh.
It's like that feeling of being trapped
Right. Exactly.
in a role that isn't really you,
Yeah.
which I think a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah, definitely.
But what's really cool is how M-Dubs takes this idea of breaking free
Uh-huh.
and, like, looks at it from all these different angles. Like,
Totally.
in Pull My Strings, they sing, pull my strings, tell me what to say, but I'll cut them off and walk away.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's almost like a
Yeah.
direct challenge to anyone who's trying to,
Right.
manipulate them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not even just about those outside forces, right?
No, exactly.
There's a lot of, looking inward on this album, too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, struggling with your own stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, M-Dubs is asking, how much of our playing is really just us conforming to expectations?
Right, and like
Yeah.
not even realizing it maybe.
Totally. So
Yeah.
that makes me think about, like, plastic hearts and broken toys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're both about being vulnerable, but in totally different ways.
So interesting.
Yeah. So Plastic Hearts is all about, like,
Right.
putting on this fake face,
Yeah.
pretending everything's fine.
Right, right.
When really you're, like, broken inside.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about those spoken word parts in Plastic Hearts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they really highlight that,
What do you mean?
like that pressure to fit in.
Yeah,
You hear
yeah.
this voice saying like, OMG, a plastic heart mask. So cute. I love it.
Yeah.
Where did you get it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
almost making fun of it all,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how fake it is.
Yeah, it's like that pressure to wear that plastic heart
Yeah.
is everywhere.
Totally.
Even from, like, your friends,
Exactly.
And then broken toys is, like,
Mhm.
the opposite of that. It's
Yeah.
about, like,
Yeah.
owning your imperfections, right?
Right.
There's that line, even broken toys can find a home.
Oh, I love that line.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like, it's okay to not be perfect.
Mhm.
It's okay to have scars and flaws and,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And that's like where the power comes from, I think. It's
Right.
not just about breaking free from what other people expect of you,
Uh-huh.
but also from the pressure you put on yourself to
Yeah.
be something you're not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're saying it's okay to be, like, a little broken.
Right.
There's, like, this underlying message of, like, resilience, right?
Totally.
Finding strength in, like, those broken pieces.
And M-dubs uses like really powerful imagery to like drive that point home.
Yeah.
Like remember when they sing about the porcelain doll with a cracked up face
Oh, yeah.
and the teddy bear with only one eye?
Oh, right.
It's like sad, but
Yeah.
it also shows how we can like survive and
Yeah.
hold on to hope even when we feel,
Damaged images are so strong, you know? They really stick with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And, like, that line
Yeah.
about even broken toys can find a home.
Oh, yeah.
That really gets to me, you know? It's
Yeah,
like this message of acceptance
Yeah.
and finding where you belong, even if you're not perfect.
Totally.
Do you think that's, like, part of why so many people connect with this album?
Absolutely. I think especially like younger people,
Yeah.
they feel this like pressure to look perfect,
Yeah.
especially online, and Playthings is like
Yeah.
this different story.
Yeah.
It's like permission to be vulnerable,
Right.
to admit that life is messy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like M-Dubs is saying, hey, it's okay to not have it all figured out yet. It's okay to, like, still be figuring things out.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the whole, like, unicorn spirit thing, right?
Absolutely.
It's about being yourself, not trying to be like everyone else.
Right.
And you can really see that when they put those broken toy images next to the toy soldier, which is, like, all about just doing what you're told.
Right.
There's this amazing part in Toy Soldier
Yeah.
where M-Dub sings, I won't be your plaything stuck in the fight. I'm not your toy soldier, not your wind-up toy.
Oh, I love that part.
Right.
Yeah.
Gives me chills.
Me too.
It's like you can feel that person, like, breaking free, taking back control. And I think that's why this album is so relatable.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
It's about that feeling of being stuck
Yeah.
in a role that isn't really you.
And M-Dubs doesn't just talk about feeling stuck. They also explore how we might, like, keep playing those roles, even when they're not good for us anymore.
Right. Like, we get so used to the game that we forget we can, like, change the rule.
Or even stop playing altogether.
And M-Dubs is, like, challenging us to do that.
Absolutely.
You know, to question things, to take back control.
It's like they're saying, don't just play the game.
Right.
Be the game changer.
Wow. I love that.
Right.
Yeah. And they do it so well.
Yeah.
Using these, like, metaphors about playthings and games.
Yeah.
It makes you think about these, like, complicated things in a way that's, like, easy to understand.
Yeah, definitely.
It's funny because at first Playthings sounds like kind of a lighthearted title.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little childish.
Right.
But the more we, like, get into it, the more you realize how much depth there is.
Absolutely.
You're using these, like, simple ideas to explore really deep questions about identity and conformity and, like, finding your own way.
Exactly. And that's part of what makes M-Dub so brilliant. They take these everyday things, like stuff we associate with being a kid, you know, like innocence and stuff.
All right.
And they turn them into these, like, powerful metaphors for what it means to be human.
It's like they're saying, hey, remember those childlike qualities?
Yeah.
Like curiosity and playfulness and imagination.
Yeah.
But use them to, like, learn about yourself.
Exactly.
Become more powerful.
That reminds me of the Play's The Thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which takes that playfulness to a whole other level.
Right.
Yeah, the way they bring in, like, theatrical stuff and those references to Hamlet.
Right.
This whole idea of playing a role and then breaking free from it. It's so clever.
The Play's The Thing is, like, a perfect example of that, how they use that theatrical stuff to make a really strong point.
That line, if I'm to be or not to be, to my own self I'll be true.
Oh, yeah.
It's straight from Hamlet.
Right.
But it has a whole new meaning here.
Totally.
It's like they're declaring their independence from all those expectations.
And it's not just a declaration.
Right.
It's like a call to action.
Yeah.
It's like M-Dubs is saying, don't just accept the role you've been given.
Question it.
Right. Yeah.
Challenge it.
Yeah.
And in the end, choose your own path.
And that choice, that's where the real power is.
Yeah. But it's important to remember, this isn't just about, like, rebelling for no reason.
Right.
It's about finding, like, your true self, aligning your actions with your values.
Absolutely.
And that can be really hard.
Yeah.
Especially in a world that's always telling you who you should be.
It's not always easy to break free.
No.
But I think Playthings gives us like a guide.
Okay.
A source of inspiration for people who are ready to like start that journey of self-discovery.
It's like MDubs is holding up a mirror.
Yeah.
Showing us those parts of ourselves we might be afraid of. Those like broken pieces.
Yeah.
That actually make us whole.
Yeah.
It's like they're saying, look, this is you. This is beautiful. This is powerful.
Yeah.
And I think that message resonates with so many people because it's something we all want.
Yeah. To be seen, accepted, and loved for who we really are.
It's a message that goes beyond like age and culture.
Yeah.
It's about being human.
Yeah.
About wanting connection and belonging.
Yeah.
And accepting ourselves.
Right.
I think that's why Playthings has been so successful.
Right.
It's more than just music. It's like a conversation starter.
Right.
Makes you want to explore those deeper parts of yourself.
Yeah.
And embrace your unicorn spirit.
We've talked a lot about like the themes and stuff.
Yeah.
But what about the music itself?
Oh, yeah.
How does that like contribute?
That's a great question because it's not just background music. It's like part of the story. Another way MDubs is like getting those feelings across, you know, like defiance, vulnerability, and then ultimately like empowerment.
Right. Right.
Like take player one.
Oh, yeah. Player one.
It's got this driving beat, you know, those soaring synths. Just makes you want to like get up and dance.
I know. It's so energetic.
Right.
It makes me feel like I could do anything.
Exactly. And that's the point.
Okay.
MDubs is using those musical elements to create that feeling, you know, like strength and resilience.
Like you're taking control.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the music is telling you to be the player one in your own life.
Yeah.
But then you have songs like Broken Toys.
Right.
Which are totally different.
Totally different vibe.
Yeah. The music is like more melancholy.
Melancholy, but hopeful, right?
Yes. Melancholy, but hopeful.
Yeah. It's like even when you're feeling vulnerable, you can still like recognize that being broken doesn't mean you're worthless.
Right. There's beauty in those imperfections.
Exactly.
And the music really shows that.
Yeah. And it's not just the music, right?
Yeah.
Like those spoken word parts.
Oh, yeah. Those are so cool.
They had a whole other dimension, you know?
Yeah. Like they give us a glimpse into this world MDubs is creating. And it's like social commentary too, right? Like the plastic hearts.
Yeah.
When you hear that voice talking about the plastic heart mask.
Right.
It's not just like a random sound.
No. It's like showing how ridiculous it is to try to fit in that pressure to be perfect.
Yeah, and the way it's said, it's almost like sarcastic.
Sarcastic,
which makes it even more meaningful, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Like they're making fun of it, but also acknowledging how real it is.
And then in The Game's Not Over, you have that robotic voice announcing the rules.
It's kind of creepy, right?
Yeah, it's like a dystopian.
Yeah.
But it really highlights how crazy it is to just blindly follow the rules.
That's like MDubs is saying, wake up.
Yeah.
Don't just do what you're told. Think for yourself.
Exactly. Question things. Make your own path.
And the play's the thing.
Yeah.
It's so theatrical.
Totally. Those strings, the spoken word parts.
Right.
It's like a play inside the album.
I get chills every time I hear it.
Me too.
It's like MDubs is messing with the idea of what's real and what's performance.
Right.
Which goes perfectly with the theme of breaking free from roles.
It's like they're saying, life is a stage, but you're the director.
Wow, I love that.
You choose your costume, write your lines, you know.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So wrapping up our deep dive into Playthings, what's like the biggest takeaway for you?
For me, it's that reminder that we all have that like unicorn spirit inside us.
Yeah.
You know, that part of us that wants to be unique.
Yeah, authentic.
And sometimes we need a little push to remember that.
Right.
And I think that's what Playthings does. It celebrates being different, you know?
Yeah.
It encourages us to learn about ourselves. And ultimately, it gives us the power to break free from those limits we put on ourselves.
I couldn't agree more. Playthings is something really special.
It is.
It's personal, but everyone can relate to it, you know?
Yeah. It's saying it's okay to be different, to embrace those imperfections.
Absolutely.
And to find your own way in the world.
So to our listeners, we'll leave you with this.
Yeah.
What playthings might be holding you back?
Ooh, good question.
What rules are you ready to break?
Yeah.
You have the power to create your own game.
That's so powerful. And on that note,
yeah,
we'll wrap up our deep dive into Playthings.
Thanks for joining us.